Welcome guys to John's Football Channel. I hope all you're doing well. Today we're taking a look at Chelsea versus Juventus preview. Let's get into it. But before we get into the preview of Chelsea versus Juventus, let's take a look at some transfer news that's been going around. We know that Chelsea are close to agreeing a Cavarello deal. Chelsea are close to reaching an agreement with Rabiot Vallecano over the signing of the left back Pep Cavarello. Negotiations between the two clubs have been ongoing for a couple of months now, with the Chelsea identifying Cavarinha as a replacement for Marco Corella, following his move to Real Madrid. Let me know down below what you guys think about this deal that's about to go through. He's nowhere near the levels of Cucurella in up front, as you can see. I mean, he's only managed to get one goal last season. Yes, we know that Vallecano is nowhere near up in terms of Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, and the lower teams below Vallecano. He will be able to do a job and able to show his quality up front. Although he has had 18 shots, only 3 of them have been on target. So it just shows you also the quality of the player in terms of his output in that aspect. And then we look at assists also. He only got 2 assists. So it is another thing also, how many crosses are going into the players, how many balls are going into the strikers, and he's able to actually give them the assist and give them the proper accurate pass that they actually need to put it into the net. If we have to look at interceptions in terms of defensive work, he's been, you can clearly see it's a bit better. If you look at fouls committed, it's 33. It's not the worst in the world. I think if you look at a normal league form, probably around 38 games. I think Spanish are around the same figures. I think probably you're looking around probably nearly 2 fouls a game, so it's not the worst. And then if we had to look at ball coverage looked quite good, 142. If you look at dribbles passed, it's only 15, so he doesn't look like he's exactly beating his man. So dribbling probably is not also in his attributes in terms of one of them that we could be looking at as to what he could be doing overall for the team. And then if we look at yellow cards and reds, I mean, it's not the worst. 1 red and 4 yellow cards is not the worst for a player. So at least in that aspect, in terms of yellow cards and reds, it's not a player that we could be looking at to actually be worried about, in order to be one of those players that can actually look at and say, I hope he doesn't actually do anything crazy in this game. The likes of, obviously we know that players like Gusto, the likes of Desassi, the likes of, probably if you had to look in terms of other players that are known for yellow cards and reds, like Sergio Ramos as well. So at least he's not nowhere near in that category. Let me know down below what you guys think of the player after I've all said this. What are your thoughts overall? Me personally, I think he's okay. He does look, I mean, 28 years old. You should know something about football. You should be able to know how to handle yourself at that age. And I hope he's able to improve on those stats that we just mentioned when we sign him. And hopefully, for the sake of Xabi Alonso, actually knows what he's actually bringing into the club. And I hope that he actually sees something that probably these stats are not actually showing us. And hopefully he's able to do quite a job for us on as probably not to the levels as Cucurella, but hopefully he gets as close as possible to that level in that position. There's also a crazy thing that I also saw on the news, player by player analyst of Chelsea's 600 million list of expendables, players that we could be looking to offload this summer. I was actually quite surprised as to the valuations. Let me know down below, what do you guys think about these valuations? Let's take a look into it. So obviously they have the valuation of Desassi with 30 million. You could say, okay, that's I think it's around the okay figures in terms of to ask for that price. I mean, he is well experienced in the Premier League, and especially wherever he wants to go. I think there are offers for him to go. I think it's the likes of West Ham and probably Spurs that are interested in him. So it's not the biggest amount of money that they will be actually be putting towards the play if they had to buy him. And then Mark Q as well, also a decent fee, 30 million. And then we have to take a look at Balashil, also for around 40 million figure. So also a decent figure for the player. So relatively okay also as well, to actually, we should be able to get around 30 to 40. I don't think we can get anywhere near 50 or 60. But hopefully we're able to get that money. And then the lap we might be selling as well with 40 million, but who knows who will be interested in him. I mean, we know there was rumors about him going to Everton as well. That has quieted down recently, so let's see what happens with the lap. And then the crazy part comes in now with Jackson. They have a price tag for 90 million. I don't personally think that Jackson can go for 90 million. Probably I see him as probably around the 60 to 70 million mark. I don't think he can go actually for much more than that. And then Gusto, it even gets even worse. Gusto for 100 million. Who in their right mind will be able to buy Gusto for 100 million? Who values Gusto at 100 million? If there's any offer around that anywhere near that figure, I think sell from the get-go. I mean, we'll even carry him there. We would easily buy his plane ticket, send him to the club. I probably will even drive him there for that value. And then Neto as well, 100 million as well. I don't see that. I think also with Neto probably will be going around, I would say around 50 to 60 as well. Around that mark, around the mark of Jackson as well. I don't see him going very, very high. I mean, he is fast. That's one of the attributes that he has. But apart from that, there's not much we can actually say about the player in terms of statistics, in terms of goals and assists. He doesn't do much with it, and I think hence why he's on the transfer list. And then another thing, obviously, with Enzo as well, for 161 million. So I think obviously that's also a no-no. I don't. There's no club is in their right mind are gonna go and spend 161 million for Enzo in this market. We know that Real Madrid, Barcelona are not doing well. They're nowhere near of just buying players for the sake of buying them. They're obviously gonna buy them with some form of financial means. They're gonna obviously want to look at their books and actually see if they can afford the player, and see who they can offload if they need to actually buy a player for such a high price. But 161 million is really pushing it for Chelsea. Let me down below, what are your thoughts? Where do you guys see these players? Where do you see the valuations? Where do you think we should actually be aiming for in terms of to actually put them on the transfer list? And what do you actually think we will be actually getting for these types of players? Obviously, we know that obviously it's been confirmed with Chelsea's confirmed the arrival of the former Aston Villa set piece coach, McPhee. So obviously it will be interesting to see what he does in this next couple of games. I would be very interested to see. Obviously, there's nothing that he can do, or there's not much he can do against Juventus. Seeing the Juventus game will be done tomorrow, but hopefully in that space of probably a couple of days, I would like to see something from Chelsea in terms of set pieces, some new things that they can actually practice on, and actually something that they can actually do while we're still in preseason against Milan on Saturday. Let's see if we can actually see some creativity from set pieces, and then actually see if we can actually get a goal from that. That will be actually interesting to see, and actually will be very, very good to see what we can actually do and how dangerous we can look next season with this new coach. And then let's get back into the preview with Chelsea versus Juventus. Obviously, they'll be playing with Kai Tak Sports Park, obviously in Hong Kong. So it really looks good. Obviously, it's a friendly. Do you guys think we can actually have a chance? Do you think we still need a couple of more players, or do you think we probably guarantee Champions League football now? Now it's just a question of where we finish in terms of fourth, how close it will be between fourth and fifth, or do you think we have a decent job and we probably cemented the Champions League football already, and maybe it's just a case of if the more players we get in, is probably the higher we're gonna get and the closer we're gonna get to the Premier League title. Let me down below. What are your thoughts? So if you start off with the Juventus lineup, they'll probably go with the Gringo as the goalkeeper, Makalu as a centre back, Kelly and Gatti as a back three, and then ahead of them Cabiso as left wing back, Douglas Luiz and Tale as next to Douglas Luiz, and then Czech as the right wing back. Ahead of them, they will probably go with Moretti as the right wing, Milik as a striker, and then they'll go with Gravor as the right wing. And then if you take a look at for Chelsea, how could we shape up? I think now we're going into, we probably have 3 more games after this. So as it starts, I think we need to start actually putting first team players in our lineups, and actually here and there we'll start bringing on players that as the game goes on, we can start bringing on players that we might be looking at, and some players that we're probably not sure of as of yet, and actually wanting to get the final details and see how the players are actually doing in the second half. So for me personally, I see they went with Shaman Low again. I would personally want to see how Pendas is doing. Let him play. Also, there's another question of Sanchez. Could Sanchez be leaving? Who could be coming in as our number one goalkeeper? Who would you guys like to see? Let me know down below as well. But I think obviously let's see Pendas as our goalkeeper, and then on our right back, we probably will see Palestra as our centre backs. I would like to see Lacroix and Livakoa. But I see we'll see what they'll go with. Probably we'll see Fofana and Livakoa as the centre backs. And then for now, I think we'll stick with Leo Hato as our left back. And then in the midfield, I think it's time for us to see Caicedo as well. I think Caicedo should come into the squad. And then Isugo as well next to him. And then ahead of them, I would like to see also Estevao starting. Palmer in the 10. And then we probably can see Gittins or Gittins to start the game, and then probably we might see hopefully I would like to see what Mudryk can do, seeing that he's just been brought back from suspension. I would like to see where is he at and how is his fitness, how is his sharpness. Could he possibly be one of the players we could be looking at next season to actually help us from the bench with that pace of his? And then I would like to also see João Pedro keep his sharpness, and I think hence why we need to start him in the next game as well, for him to get that momentum and actually bag a lot of confidence as much as possible before the start of next season. Let's see how many goals he can probably get. For next season, I probably would want João Pedro to score anywhere from 20 to 25 goals. I think that's where he should be aiming at for next season for his personal growth. I think that's where he should be aiming at, and see how far he can actually challenge Haaland for the Golden Boot. Form, obviously, for Chelsea, we have played 5, we have lost 3 and won 2. With Juventus, they have lost 1, drawn 2 and won 2. So they're obviously going into this game a lot more confident and a lot more on form than we are. So hopefully we're able to stop them, and actually hopefully we're able to get the win that we actually need in order to get back to winning ways. Chelsea and Juventus have not drawn in any of their last 3 matches against each other, and Chelsea haven't kept a clean sheet in the last 7 games. For obviously we would like to actually test that and actually see if that's possible against Juventus. We should be able to. I mean, Juventus are nowhere near the levels they once were, so hopefully we're able to get this clean sheet and actually start also a streak of clean sheets for us going into next season. Results against the two teams. Obviously, in the last 4 games, we've won 1, lost 2, and drawn 1. Hopefully, we're able to change that and actually continue where we left off in our Champions League group stage against Juventus with a 4-0. Hopefully, we're able to get something around those figures for this next game. Obviously, it's not the only thing that we need to look at. Obviously, it's more important for us to look at how players are doing, how is our formation looking, how is our defense, how is our midfield, how is our attacking threat up front. Obviously, these are all questions that need to be answered. Obviously, who's looking good, who's looking sharp, who needs more minutes. Those are all the types of things we need to start looking at, and actually that's the types of things that we need to look at while we're still in the friendlies, before we get into the start of the Premier League season. Thoughts? Who are you interested to see before the Premier League season starts? Who do you see is also probably ready? Who have you seen and actually watched that probably looks ready for this next season? Apart from João Pedro, I think João Pedro is the only player in our team that actually looks hungry and is actually looking on form to actually doing very, very well for us next season. What are your thoughts? And for my score prediction going into this game, I'm going to probably go with, I would say a 3-2. I think I'm going to go with a 3-2 for this game. I think there is a lot of goals. I think into the AC Milan team, I think we should be, hopefully we're able to beat Juventus and go against AC Milan with a win, knowing that we're going on a good streak and trying to get a streak running with good wins and actually start off the season on a high. So yeah, guys, this is my preview to Juventus versus Chelsea. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know down below what are your score predictions. And stay tuned for when it's all said and done for the post review. Peace.